we go. Hi you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Inspired by Rachel. Again, you guys, with this camera, I be looking at, okay, if you look directly here, I'm not looking at you guys, which a lot of people tend to look at the camera where they can see themselves, but it kind of gets confusing. I'm trying to look at y'all and I'm looking over here, so I'm looking off. Just know that the camera's over here, but I'm used to looking at myself, if that makes sense. But anyway, we're gonna get right into this video. So, I wanted to make this video because, recently, I've had the biggest blessing, and the biggest blessing where when I seen it, or when I got this blessing, I was shocked because I was not expecting it. It just came out of left field. So, as a lot of you guys can see by the the title of this video is going to be about tithing. So I wanted to come on here and tell you guys about my blessing that I got from tithing, not just generally from tithing, but a lot of you guys got to understand, like, whenever you tithe, that your tithing is not about, it's supposed to be 10%, but whenever, a lot of people got it in their head that, okay, if you tithe, you're going to get blessed. But in fact, the tithing comes from just being, your blessing comes from being obedient, being obedient to giving 10% of your pay, or 10% of what you made, just giving it back to your church or giving it back to somebody's ministry. So with me, whenever I get paid, I always find a ministry online, and I will pay my tithing. So, I had paid my tithing like 2 months in a row or whatever. So, about 2 weeks back, I had two bills that was due. Well, one bill that was due was my gas bill. So I went online to pay my gas bill, and you know what? I get on there and it was paid in full. So at that point, I'm kind of confused. I'm like, okay, I know this bill was $100 and something. So I'm just looking and I'm researching. Yeah, the bill was paid. Somebody paid the $140 something off, paid the $145. And as you know, when you have bills that's due, it's like you get kind of worried and you're like, okay, this bill is coming up. Okay, I got to pay this bill. Because, like me, I don't want to pay bills. I want to go buy something else, So, when that happened, I prayed, I thanked God for that, and went on about my day. So fast forward to, I think it was last Friday, my light bill was due, and I was going online to pay my light bill. And this bill, you guys, it was probably like a 2-3 months bill. I'm not gonna even lie. I kind of not really forgot about it. I just was procrastinating on paying it. So I went online to pay the bill. And you guys, when I tell you that my balance was $69, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. At that point, I'm just like, again, I'm thanking God. I'm like, wow, man. And I was kind of in awe because out of nowhere, these two bills that I was kind of in my head didn't want to pay, but I know that I have to pay it because I know I need lights, I need gas, I need hot water. So at that point again, I was at work when I was getting ready to pay it, and I just was thanking God, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's two blessings within 2 weeks' time. So, and then I started thinking back to how, I had been faithfully tithing. And like I said, whenever you tithe and you give your 10% back to your church or back to a ministry, guess what? Like I said, the blessing doesn't come in the tithing. Your blessing comes from being obedient. And a lot of people think that you have to pay 10%, when in fact, pay what you can. Pay what you can. God sees you trying. God knows that you're trying, and He would always reward, whether it's big, small, minute, whatever it is. He always rewards. So I encourage you guys, if you guys do not pay tithe, or if you just, like I always say, if you see somebody in need, just give that person. And always, whether you believe in God, the universe, the Holy Ghost, whatever you believe in, it comes back to you. It comes back. It's a karmic thing. It always comes back. So whenever you give, like I promise, I'm a firm believer. I've been blessed many a times by doing this, because I will give my last dime. If I don't have, I'm always giving. I don't mind helping. Yeah, so that was a big blessing for me. So I'm telling y'all, if y'all ain't tithing, y'all go and tithe. And when I say, a lot of these huge mega churches, I'm not trying to knock nobody for what they're doing, but if they feel comfortable in doing that, that's them. But me, when I make sure when I sow, I make sure I sow on fertile ground, meaning I know that the money is going back into the community. The ministry that I'm sowing into, I know that they're helping the poor. They're giving back. They're not taking the money and pocketing it for themselves. That's just my opinion. I have to see where my money is going, whenever I'm tithing. whenever, that's just my personal preference. You know, everybody have their personal preference in what they do. And so, excuse me, you know, so as far as tithing, you know, I wanted to just read a little, not a chapter, a verse from the book of Malachi, chapter 3, and I believe it's verse 10. Okay, here we go, y'all. It says, bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house, and prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there should not be room enough to receive it. So basically it's saying, you know, it's telling you right there, plain and simple, you know what, tithe, be obedient. And you know what, sometimes, like, God will pour, like it said, God will pour you out a blessing, sometimes big enough to where you cannot receive it. And that's what happened to me. I was in shock. I'm like, man, when those 2 bills were paid, and it's like, I already knew, you know, when you get paid, you already kind of write down the bills that you have to pay, and those 2 bills, you know, I'm just like, okay, now I don't have to pay them. Thank God. That light bill was a pretty big bill. It was, you know, it's wintertime, you got to run your heat. That light bill was a pretty big bill. So I'm telling you guys, start tithing. And sometimes it's not even like people that's not even probably religious, or you're an atheist, you know, a lot of people, just giving itself, like I said, whether you believe in God, whether you believe in what you believe in, whether you pray to the universe, you know what, it always comes back. It comes back to you. Whatever you put out, it comes back, and I'm a firm believer in that, you guys. So I just came on here to encourage you to, you know what, tithe. You know, sometimes when we think of when some people think of tithing, they've probably had a bad experience with tithing, and they just don't tithe anymore. But I'm telling you, don't let that affect how you think. Don't let that stop your blessings because of the experience that you had with a previous church, or you felt like somebody was taking your money just to take your money. Because at that point, it's not between you and that person that took your money. When God sees what you're doing, and God is going to reward you, you know, at the end of the day, God is going to reward you. And that's all you have to worry about. The word tithing, I had to look this up. I didn't know the word tithing means a tenth in Hebrew. So that's where we get, whenever you get paid, you pay 10% of whatever you make back out into your church, or into someone's ministry, you guys. But yeah, that's all I wanted to come on here and give my testimony of how God blessed me. And I believe it was from being obedient and just paying my tithe. And even if I felt like, you know, even if you feel like your checks are not big enough, in the Bible, I forgot where it says that you can give a dime, you know, and God is still going to honor that dime you gave. If you gave what you knew that you can give, you know, you gave it. So therefore, God is going to honor that. And the biggest lesson of all with this whole thing is just, you know what, giving. You know what? And when you give, a lot of people give and they're like, okay, I know I'm going to get this back. You know, just give out of the goodness of your heart, and give because that's what you want to do, you know. Don't give and be like telling this person, I gave this, I did that. No, just give and you leave it alone. And you know what? God will come back around and reward you in ways that you never thought that he could. You know, I knew, and it's another thing. And when you pay your tithing, and if your check is a certain amount, and you just take that huge chunk of money and you put it into that offering plate, into that ministry, and you leave it alone, you know, let me tell you something, God will bless you big time. Like he said in Malachi, you know what, he'll bless you until you won't even have room enough to receive it. So I'm telling you guys, just pay your tithing, 10% of your tithing. And if you can't pay 10%, pay 5%, pay something, and God will reward it. God will honor it, you guys. But okay, you guys, that is all for this video. I hope you like this video, you guys. What else I got? Okay, you guys, so I'm getting all tongue tied and twisted because I'm looking at my bathroom window trying to see who was that walking up. But anyways, you guys, like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, you guys. It is March 1st, as you guys can see. I don't know if that's going to be turned right in the video. I'll see once I upload it, but it's March 1st, and I promised myself that I'm going to start making more videos. I need to get on here and start making more videos. I cannot get too busy to come on here and to give a little testimony about what God has done for me, or to just, you know, just come on here and Just say something. But anyways, you guys, if you guys have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, you guys, and I will be back later on this week with more content for you guys. Bye bye.